If we never had challenges, we'd never grow. It's impossible. This is why we need duality. Pain, joy. You ever meet people who, and not all people are like this, so, don't give me slack, but like the trust fund babies or rich people where their kids are rich and they get everything they want, cars and motorcycles and jet skis. They never have to work for anything, Everything's just kind of easy. If everything's too easy, how are you going to get in touch with your dormant spiritual powers? You see, God made these our true strength, spiritual strength. It's dormant, unless you've already realized these powers via previous lives. So they're a little more here. They're on the surface. They're not so dormant, but they're still somewhat dormant. They still need to be activated via some friction or something in life. Yogananda, I feel he's an avatar, but read his book, Autobiography of a Yogi. He had a lot of struggles. His mom died. That was huge. He wanted to die himself. But what did that do for him? He realized that it was the divine mother that he loved, not the physical mother. And so then he had direct relationship then with the divine, invisible, indivisible female aspect of God after that. It was a blessing, you see. But he needs to experience his mom's death and that pain, because it drove him deep to access this. It made him pray and ask God, like, you need to show me. You need to show me something, because I want to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself. I'm paraphrasing. Because this is too much. How could you take my mother, man? And his prayer was sincere, which means there was space inside him to receive the answer from his own deeper self. And then it somehow feels natural to thank God for that, because our deeper self is, you can say, God. God's just a word pointing to, you can say, our limitlessness or omniscience or omnipotence. And then he had another case where he almost died. I don't remember, because it's been years, decades since I read his book. But you see how I still remember, because it's such a powerful testimony that he gives in that book, his real life stories. And that it's totally truth. It's not exaggerated, and he wasn't trying to sound cool. No, he's just sharing what happened. And he had some illness or something, and he almost died, and that did something for him. There's so many stories. So we all have our own little personal stories. I've shared before, there's generally, it's like these different categories of karma, which have tremendous opportunity for spiritual growth. You can either have health karma, where you just have a really hard deal as far as your health situation goes. You can have just really debilitating, disabling situation, which you can find God in that. You can also have like relationships, either romantic relationships or all your relationships are just hell. It's just hell. And you keep getting into them. I mean, I've said before, I've spoken before at prisons and stuff, and they're all in there directly or indirectly for the most part because of some relationship. They can get really... I'm happy I got out of them unscathed, because it's a messy thing. It can be. And some people, it's much more messier than others. And then you have family karma. Family karma is another thing. Like, they can't get away from their family, basically. Or inside that family, there's all kinds of abuse, mental, physical, emotional. And it just wreaks havoc and creates so much stress in your life. And it's like every day, That's heavy karma. And the other's financial. You just can't make any money. It doesn't matter what. You can say go to the manifestation classes and affirmations and Church of Religious Science, I think it's called. It's all about affirmations and stuff. It doesn't matter. It's like you just can't manifest money. You just can't. I mean, you got to think twice if you spend $1 on buying a bottle a bottle of water or something, you know. That's heavy karma. Or just living in some impoverished place where it's just every day you don't know how you're going to eat. Okay. This is the compost that can really accelerate one's spiritual growth. At the same time, I'm not saying don't help these people. You see somebody lying on the street and you feel to help them in some way. Yeah, you don't just jump over them and like, you know, take your karma like a man. Like, you don't say that. God is helping them with their karma. That's the thing. Even if we have really intense, severe karma, somehow divine's there helping us with that. God will help us transcend this karma and bear this karma also. We've got to put our trust there. Even though it can feel really heavy and you don't know, maybe like, damn, how am I going to go another moment? I've had many times. It's like, God, I don't know how I can go another second. Okay, I made it. I don't know how I can go another second. It can be like that, tense. Those people, I feel, are living many lifetimes in one life. Someone else is kind of coasting. They're just, you know, you just stay asleep. They're just kind of half asleep. You can just tell their eyes, everything. They're not fully there. They're not on. Their energies, there's so many levels of energies inside their being that's just asleep. They're just wearing a mask, just acting, basically. But you don't feel no presence or vibration. They're just boring, you know. It's okay. That's their karma too, you know. Maybe this isn't, they couldn't handle. Not every being could handle such a mass load of karma. Is too much, you know. So that karma, those situations, extenuating situations, can really, you have nowhere to go but inside. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? You tried everything. You've called people to try to get donations to help you, or you're trying to talk to friends to help coach you through this hard thing, but it doesn't matter. They can't do anything, or you're trying to ask somebody for money. Can you give me some money? I'm hungry. Oh, I ain't got it, man. Or, you know, you go on the dating sites and try to find the right partner, and it fails miserably. Like, what are you going to do? That accumulation of pain, it's like something explodes. It needs to explode. You don't want it to implode. When it implodes, then you end up in prison, like I was telling you. You stay with your spiritual practice. You ask God to show you what to do. You recognize first, like, okay, I have a situation here. This must be karmic because it's just not changing. And it's been going on for several years. Something inside surrenders and says, you know, there's a lesson here for me to be learned. The solution isn't external. It's not about like trying to scratching the lottery tickets off and winning $1 million so I'm not poor anymore. Or trying to score the right partner. I just got to find the right one. Or traveling the world looking for healing answers to your health karmic situation. You like been there, done that, you're out of moves. It's time to go to God now. God, show me how to accept this. Show me what the lesson is in this. Help me through it. Help me bear the pain and misery that I'm feeling, the burning. Karma's burning. Help me bear that burning. Like, you put me in this fire. Show me how to bear it. Give me some intuitive perception or recognition that I can't access with my normal mind. All right, I'm asking for help. I see I can't access it. I've tried. Can you help me? And you keep saying that, and you keep saying it, and you keep that as you're feeling, and then be open to feeling how you're being guided. At the same time, you're not getting pissed off because your situation hasn't changed. God, help me have patience. Give me the knowledge to know that this is here for my highest good. Let me know this. Let me quit wanting it to go away. Because when I'm constantly obsessed about self-talking, wanting it to go away, I can't hear what the lessons are that you want me to learn. I want to hear what your lessons are. You see, you make this your own prayer. You got to make freedom your highest goal. Freedom, you want inner freedom though, not external freedom. Don't mistake things and think, oh, if it just changed out here, then I have the freedom. No. God's given you this situation. He's making it so that there is no external solution, so that you have no choice but to go inside and find this freedom. So what you used to deem as bad luck and horror, later your perception may change and say, whoa, man, I'm like one of the luckiest people. Because most people, they don't have such extenuating circumstances. And also, right, I forgot. It's okay if you don't. It's not like that's your key into heaven or something. Maybe you've already went through that in a previous life. So don't let the mind say, oh, but I'm not suffering on that level that he's talking about. That's okay. Good. Yeah. Right? Good. But if you are, use it. Use it for your highest advantage. And if you're not, if your challenges are more smaller or mediocre, still, that must mean then that you don't need the strong challenges. And it must mean your karmic load isn't so high. So you're being fine-tuned. Like you're just, this life's about just kind of fine-tuning stuff. So use those challenges. Do your introspection and see, where's the lesson? Where's the lesson? I want to know the lesson. Why do I get irritated about these certain things and everything? God, help me not blame the other person. I want everything to be my fault no matter what. Everything's my fault. What's the lesson? That's how you find out what the lesson is. Is make it your fault. Within reason, okay? I think we're all mature enough to know what I'm pointing to, Don't take me literal for the word. I don't care so much about the physical words. Words are so limiting. I'm pointing. I have to use the words to point to something. So you need to feel where I'm pointing and sense where I'm pointing. And if you're ready for that, then use it. This is all a satsang is. It's constantly reminding each other of, you can say, these spiritual infinite principles or truths that are inside us that we need to get reminded of. Because we live in a time and age where this isn't the normal reminder when we're, living our life. The opposite. The normal pattern of energy and things is to make us forget our true self. So a satsang is about remembering our true self. So that's all that's happening here. It's not teaching, it's reminding and pointing. Let me know how that worked for you.